Hi everyone, Susie here again with another video tutorial. There's a new Anna colour challenge in the O-Scraps forum with these beautiful colours, and I thought I'll make a page and record it. So I use heaps and heaps of quick keys. It takes me ages to make a page, so any quick keys are a real help. So here's our colour challenge. I'm just going to take these colours, so I'm just going to press W on the keyboard, which is the wand tool. If you hover by any of these tools, it brings up magic wand tool W in brackets. That W is what you press on your keyboard. So I'm going to click on that, shift, click, click, click. I'm going to F3, which is a quick key for copy, quicker than Control C. F4, that's my photo I'm going to use, by the way. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger. There we go. So I've got the colours there now. So yeah, this is the photo I was going to use. Thomas is a bee. It was taken a while ago. I might leave that at the top. Okay, so paper is next. So I'm going to open this one. I've chosen a few sort of yellows, browns, orangey sort of palettes there, just for speed. So here's the paper I'm going to use. I'm going to Control A, F3, close it down, and F4. And before I do anything with it, I'm going to take the solid paper. These two papers are from the Art Play palette Frozen. So this paper here is actually the same as the other one, it just hasn't got the transfers on it. So thank you, Anna, for including that. So I'm just going to put that underneath. Let's get rid of the photo. So if I unclick that, you can see it's the same paper underneath. So I'm just going to select both of those, Control T, and the little bendy arrow there. I'm just going to turn it around a little bit. If I hold Shift, it locks it into the space. Enter, bring the photo back in. Control T and shrink it, move it up there. I'm kind of thinking I might put everything in this corner here. I'm going to make this paper a bit smaller, I think. Let me just, I don't know if I'm going to use this, so what I might do first of all, I've just hit L on the keyboard, which is the lasso tool here. I'm just going to select that, F3, I'm going to F2, which is delete, and F4 for paste. So I've just taken it off this paper and put it on its own layer. So that's it there. So I'm going to turn that off for now, and I just don't know whether I'm going to use it or not. This paper, now I need to keep them the same size, so I'm just going to move it up a little bit, make it a bit bigger. I might leave it there. Now obviously we've got a gap here, so all I'm going to do is click on that solid paper, S on the keyboard, which is the clone stamp tool. S, I'm going to Alt click here, just move across to here and just paint. There we go, doing it with a mouse. Oh, I've missed a little bit at the top there. There we go. So that's my background paper. Now the next thing I'm going to do is the mask. So I'm just going to go, I've chosen this mask here, which is Photo Blends Clipping Mask 10, Control A, F3, and I'm going to put it underneath the photo here, F4. I'm going to clip it. If I hover between these two layers, push the Alt key down, I can just clip it and unclip. Oops. There. Shrink that a bit, turn it around, push it up, make it a little bit smaller. Everything has to be small. There we go. going to link those layers. There we are, there's the link. Now black and white doesn't really go with our colour palette. I think that's a chocolate brown and orangey yellow, so I might just make that sepia. Now if I was, there's a lot of ways you can put sepia on a photo, as you know. I'll make that a bit bigger there. But if I put a sepia, if I run a sepia over the top there, it's going to change his nose, and I really want to keep that yellow. So just with the photo layer selected, I'm going to go to Image, Adjust, Color Balance. I'm just going to put the red up a tiny bit and the yellow, move the yellow down a bit. And there we go, we've got a sepia tone, but we've still got that yellow nose, and okay. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, I don't know whether to change this paper. Oh, I might leave it as it is, the colour I mean. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use some transfers. Now I use quite a few of Anna's transfers. I love Anna's transfers. I love the way that she puts them all together, and that she puts them all into PSD versions, so we can take what we like from them. So oops, because I use 2, maybe 3 on each page, I import them as a group, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to shift there to select them all, Control G to make them into a group, Window, Arrange, 2 up, so I get 2 there. There's our group from here. There's our page we're working on, so I'm going to pick that group up and drag it onto here and release. Then I'm going to pick the bar up and I'm going to just drag it up to here and drop it. So there we go, there's our group that I've just imported. I'm just going to put it under the photo, open the group up, and here's all our layers. Now because it's still a group, I can move it all around. Might move it to there, make it a wee bit bigger. There we go. Alright, so down here, now all I do here is just go through all the layers and just keep what I want. Now there's a snowflake there, it is a winter transfer after all, so I'm just going to delete. Gosh, I'm doing this with a mouse, I don't often use a mouse. Trying to find that blue. What's that? Let's turn that around a little bit. I'm going to try and do this really quickly, and then I'll just tweak it a bit there. Don't think we need that. There's our blue. So I'm just going to Image, Adjust, Hue, Saturation, and I'm just going to change it to there. I'm trying to get the colour of the nose. Let's go back this way. I think that one was a bit better. Maybe hit the saturation a little bit. There we go. So that's more, this is why I need the colours up here. I might just make it a bit more orange actually. I'm going to do the colour balance for that and just put the red up a little bit. That's a bit more like his nose. So keep going, and you know how to do all this, of course. I might take that off, keep that, might move that up a little bit. V on the keyboard is move, maybe to there. I do like the art strokes. Oh, maybe I'll keep it Control Z. Sorry, take that off. Take that off. Ah, there's our flower. Oh, snowflake. I was thinking it was a flower all this time. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I can see it's a snowflake now. Okay, alright. Keep that because I like that bit. And stain. Now, I might recolor that stain actually, so I'm just going to go to color overlay, move that over there, click on that. Ugh, these boxes always come up in the wrong spots. I'm going to click on the orange, or that one, or that. I think I might do orange. Okay, and finally that one, we'll leave that. Okay, so we've gone through that one, so I'm just going to rename that. I'm just going to rename it Flower. I know it's a snowflake, but there we go. Now the next thing, I'm just going to import, let's have a look at this one. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'll Control G, window, arrange to, pick it up, drag, drop, pick that up and drop it into there. I'm going to call that postcard. I should probably call it by its proper name, hey? So I'm just going to do the same thing. Just bring that across. Okay, so let's open that up, do the same thing. I might just pause the video here. Okay, so here we are back again. I have tweaked and tweaked and tweaked the page. I've changed the background color. I put a sepia color over it and then changed it a little bit. I also made it this smaller. I brought in that background. I think I've merged it now. Yes, I merged it and then I thought I shouldn't, and I've saved it as well. So that is that bit of the background paper that was here that I saved on a different layer, and this bit here I used from that Behold. There I imported Behold number 1 as well as number 4 and played around with it. Here's our flower, tweaked around with that, and I put in some word art, which is actually Carla Dudley. It was BE and I added another E from another of her words, so I've combined it there. So there we are, there's my finished page, which I'll now post in the OScraps forum. Thank you very much for being very patient watching me and listening. Look, I could play around a bit more with it. I think I could move some of these stains and things, but I'm not going to. I'm going to move on to the next page. I could be here forever, I think. So yeah, that's how I use transfers, quick keys, doing a colour challenge. It really helps to have those colours in the corner so that you can change a lot of the colours. Sometimes doing it from memory, you know, it is a challenge, so it's always good to, actually change the colours accordingly. Yeah, so there we go. Thank you very much for listening to my ramblings, and I hope you've learnt something, and I will speak to you soon.